Welcome back, guys. In this session, I'm going to show you how you can create JavaScript variables and show it inside your React applications using the GSX syntax. So here we have a functional component that is our function app. Here I have an h3 tag over here. So bg info will give the light blue color background, and text hyphen light will give white color to the text. And I have just added padding of 2 pixels using the bootstrap CSS. Now, let me just show you the screen once. So this is what we have in our web browser right now. So let me come back to the code. And now, see, if suppose I create a variable, let's say, and this time, let me create a variable outside the function. See, just before the function declaration itself, see, if I say, let there be a variable called as a, like a name of a person. And I'm simply going to say, okay, his name is Raj. So this name I want to display in my HTML code. So this is the HTML code for that. Okay, so any code which is of JavaScript. See, this is a JavaScript code, and this is my HTML code. And if inside the HTML code, if I want to print this JavaScript code, then I need to use the curly brace like this. So inside this curly brace, I can use that variable name which I've kept over here. So I'm going to print like this, and just for printing sake, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it inside a paragraph tag or something like this. So this is how I display a string variable which I have just created over here. And let's suppose if I create like a age, okay, and age also, since age is a number, I'm just simply going to keep it in directly like this, like age equal to 20. So here I have just, in the paragraph I just printed that name as well, and here I'll just simply give some space, and here I will say you print that variable name age as well. So here I'm going to say I am whatever name he has typed, and then it will say my age is like this. So this is how I'm going to print one particular paragraph using the JSS syntax, and I have printed these two values here in this particular line. Okay, now let me just save this one, and let's go to the browser and check out. See, as you can see on the screen, it says I am Raj and my name is 20. So this is the variable Raj, and this is the variable age which we have taken inside our app.js here just above the function declaration. See, now let us say if I just put it inside the function and make sure it is just above the return statement. So now let me just save this. Let's go back to the browser, and as you can see, we have no change at all. Okay, so it can be declared even outside the function or inside the function. Or let me just cut it from here and put it over here before the export statement. Let's save it. Let's go back to the browser, and as you can see, we have no change at all. Okay, so it can be here at the top before the function, inside the function, or still inside the export statement. And one last time, let me cut it from here, put it outside the export statement like this. Let's save it, go back to the browser, and as you can see, this is coming exactly in the previous order. Okay, so we have created two variables like this. So let me just go and put it over here, or let's say I'll cut it from here and put it here before the function statement. So let me just get rid of these extra white spaces. So this is how you create variables. So now I want to show you how you can create an array of numbers. So I'm going to say like this, numbers, and here let me put those numbers one by one. So 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 899, and 111. So these are all the numbers which I want to print inside my HTML document. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an unordered list tag like this, and inside the tag I just want to print those li items one by one. So what I'm going to do, so here for the time being, if I use like this, that we have an li tag over here. Okay, and inside this li tag, if I say numbers, so what this will do is it will print me all the numbers, but it will give me only one li tag, and all the numbers from 1 to 100, 11 to 111, it is going to come in one straight line. So let me go to the browser and let me show you. See, this is what is happening right now, but this is not the case which I wanted. I wanted one, two, three, four, one below each other. okay, and each number should be separated. So for that, what I can do is, see, this is the number, and I can either use the index value of that. See, if I say number of zeros, okay, number of 0, okay, so 11 is at 0 index, so I'm using the index value from these numbers. So let me, if I go back to the browser, and as you can see, it has printed only the first value inside the array. Now, in order to display all the other values, what I need to do is I need to loop through the 0 index till the length of this particular numbers. Okay, see, for that, what I can do is I can use a for loop if I want, or I can also use the map function on this particular numbers array. So let me just get rid of this for time being, and I'm going to use the JavaScript syntax like this, and on the numbers, okay, on these numbers I'm going to use a map function which takes an arrow function as one of the parameters like this, and it is going to return, okay, it is going to return something to us. So return value is going to be something like this. So let me just put a semicolon over here, okay, and what it does is it will take each number from this particular array which is called as numbers. So what I'll do is I'll keep the variable name also as each number, okay, and as well as let me grab the index value as well, okay, and here what it is going to return is it is going to return an li item, and inside this I am going to print that each number, okay, and I'm going to say at index, and like this curly brace I'll use that index value as well, okay. Now this is going to display a list of numbers for us, okay. Now let me just save this one, and let's go to the browser and check out. So as you can see, we have created an unordered list, and which is saying 11 is at 0 index, 22 is at 1 index, 33 is at 2 index, 44 3, like this it is going to go till 111. From 0 to 9 index we have 10 elements which we are printing in this manner. But here one more small problem is there in React applications. Whenever you are rendering a list like this, see, whenever you are rendering a list like this, okay, we need to have a special key which will be called as properties, okay, which I'll discuss in the coming topics. So this is how you display a list of numbers, okay, and or you can say like list of arrays. Now let me show you how you can display an JavaScript object, which we also call it as JSON. So let me type here JSON or object. Okay, object is nothing but we write here like this as a key value pair. So let me just say it like this. So it's going to be a key value pair. Okay, we are going to create an object and we are going to display that object in our React application. So let me just go back to my Visual Studio Code and see, here I've written that either it is going to get called as JSON or object, which is syntax like this. This is going to be a key value pair. So now if I say like this, that I have a constant, okay, student, okay, and here as a key value pair I want to store his name, okay, the student's name I want to store, and it's going to be like this, Raju, and age I want to store for him is 30, okay. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create one more variable called as greeting, and I'm going to assign a function to that like this, and this function simply will console.log that I am this particular name. So I'm going to say like this, or I can simply use the backtick option like this, okay. This is because I want to display, first I need to use the dollar symbol and curly brace, and here I'm going to say I want to display the in this okay, we want to display the name of the person, and it will say my age is, again the dollar symbol curly braces, and it is going to print in this dot age, okay. Say in this student object it is going to print the name as well as age, okay. So this is how we have printed. Now just after this UL, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to use uh, the same curly braces again, and if I say something like this, student, okay, the entire student object I want to print like this. That is the name I have kept over here. Okay, now if I save this one, okay, what it's going to do is, see, right now if I go to my browser, it says see, objects are not valid as React child, and object with a key name, gender, greeting, if meant to render a collection of objects, we have to use an array instead of. See, what this means is, what I have done here is exactly from this student object, okay, whether it is the name or age or this greeting, okay, which part of this object we wanted to print, that is what it is not getting to see exactly on the screen. So what if I did like this, student dot name, that is what I want to do. So if I save it and if I go to the browser right now, see, as you can see, it is printing the name of that particular student. So now if I come back and let me just put it like this. See, let's have a separate division for this, like this. Okay, and inside this division, first, let me cut it from here, and I'll just use one h1 tag like this and put that value inside that. So h1 will display the name of that particular student. So here I'll say name hyphen and then the name. Then I'll just use a paragraph tag like this, and I will say age. Okay, it's going to be like this, student dot age. And let's do some CSS properties bootstrap for this class name. First of all, I'll make it look like a giving a card, so I can use a card also, or I'll just simply say it has border, so which will be having 5 pixels of inbuilt padding inside that, and also uh, let's say 5 pixels of margin. Okay, now let me save this one. Okay, and let's go to the browser. So let us check this. See, as you can see, it says name equal to Raju and as well as age equal to 30. So this is the one child division. Okay, this is one child division which is getting displayed from this particular object, okay, which is called as student over here. Okay, so this is how you create your JavaScript elements and then render it inside the HTML part of the code from the React functional component as well as the student component. Okay, so it makes no difference even if it's a functional or class based component.